29.
28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14.
13. 12.
11.
10.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2. 1.
0.
I can't ever figure out how this works, that when I start the countdown, I have like 6 people, and by the end of the countdown, I have 3. Are you serious with that short fucking attention span that you can't stick around for a 30-second countdown? Like, seriously, I'm telling you, I was not joking in the comments on the right. Or, well, for you guys cross-spotted. That I hope I get some super chats on this one, because the kind of mood I'm in, I'm probably not going to get any money on this. I am in a foul fucking mood. I had to deal with stupid people today. I don't know if you know this. Stupid people will make you think to yourself, how much trouble would I actually be in if I hit this person? You ever think that to yourself? Like, if I hit this person and the cops showed up, could I just say, like, the cops would be like, why'd you hit him? Did you fucking talk to him? Is that too loud? I'm asking. I did not even go to the trouble of setting up the audio. Hey, well, there we go. There we go. We get a little. I mean, it has been a rare day. I had someone that wanted me to sharpen some stuff. I talked to him on the phone for a little bit, and he was like, I told him the price, and he goes, well, if I bring him over today, can you do it for 10? I was like, no. I don't care when you fucking bring him over. I'm not doing him for 10. And he just kept going. He was like, well, I can't pay that much. And I was like, well, then I can't sharpen your knives. I don't understand at what point you're not getting the fact that I offer local customers. I actually offer local customers the same discount that my paying members get. They get $5 off because they are saving me a lot of time and trouble. They're getting head of the line. They're coming over and they are going to drop it off. I don't have to go to the post office. A lot of times it's just something simple. It's like kitchen knives, but I'm not doing it for half price. You know what I mean? Well, thank you, Vinny. But yeah, Brent, thank you again for the 2 bones. I don't know what the super sticker is. Unfortunately, I can't see it. Everybody else could. And he's like, well, that's just some bullshit. And I was like, it's bullshit that I have a set price structure. And you want me to charge you half of what it is for knives that I guarantee, by this dude's attitude, I guarantee this dude, his knives fucked. Guarantee it. I'm like, look. He's like, well, give me your address. I'll stop by. You can look at them and see if you do them for $10. I was like, if you come by my house, there's a good chance that there's getting, and that's how my day started. And then I had to deal with actual people in person, and that's when I was like dealing with another person, and I'm like, do you really think? Let me go ahead and give. Thanks, Jared. Thanks for getting it started off right. I'm like, I was dealing with another idiot parked right in front of my garage, and I'm like, hey. Move up a little bit. He goes, that's a red zone. I'll get a ticket. I'm like, yeah, but I'd like to not have to fucking track you down when I want to move my car here in about 15 minutes because I got to make a run to the post office. He's like, well, I'll be back in like half an hour. I was like, I just said I'm leaving in 15 minutes. And no, you cannot park in front of my garage. And the guy wanted to, I'm done with people today. I'm done with people. And that kind of puts you in a mood where, I put you in a word where like, you go to like, I'm in a kind of mood, and a wife and kid left. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something to probably cheer me up. I was like, I know what I'm missing. I went upstairs, turned on the TV, went to the internet, went to one of them naughty adult sites. I was watching it for a little bit. And I was like, nah, it's not it. Maybe I'm hungry. I was like, I'm so angry that I'm not even horny, which is an unusual event to occur. So, Aiden, I guess I said a no word, so YouTube probably isn't displaying it. That's a good possibility. Oh my gird! It's Nerves Knives. Oh, Breeze Ratchford's here. Jesus Christ. I knew I smelled something. I was like, either someone's washing a trash can or Breeze Ratchford has arrived in the comments section. I had to drive. On a freeway in San Diego. I don't know how many of you guys have done that. That's another exercise in just making you pissed off for the rest of the fucking day. Jesus. If you are in the left lane, and people are passing you on the right, how many times I can tell you guys this? You're in the wrong fucking lane. Yeah, the two cousins. The two cousins are here. Jesus. One of them decides to try and flip knives with his feet, and the other one just leaves random fucked up comments. I'm not gonna make any money on this stream. I'm not in a bad mood. I'm just one of them funky, weird moods, and I have to film a podcast with Polly at 8:30 tomorrow morning. That's gonna be fun. I'm gonna unload. So if you guys haven't seen it, before we go too far, if Aiden, oh, that's funny. Was that you? That was you, huh? Yeah, that's funny. I blocked that person. Did you have to make? Did you make a specific account just for that, or was that Towns Tools? That fucking dipshit. I blocked him from this channel. Fuck him. I hope he gets a pimple on his cock. Before I get too far and YouTube bans this stream completely, they're like, nope, we're fucking done. You're shutting you down for the night. I set up a GoFundMe. A good friend of mine is been given an opportunity to go to the Amazon with Joe Flowers. If you don't know Joe Flowers is a bushcraft fucking wizard. This is his knife design. But he invited my friend Sam to go to the Amazon. He invited my friend Sam to go to the Amazon on this next trip with a group. It's a survival course that he's teaching in the Amazon. So I started a GoFundMe because Sam wouldn't have done it for himself. You can find it on my community tab. But if one of my paying members can go to, well, Aiden probably, if Aiden can go to the Gilded server and find the link to that and then post it up in the comments, I would really appreciate it. Because I can't post links on here. So I want to help him out. He's had a lot of stuff happen in his life. He's given up a lot of things, and this is one thing that he really wants. It's one opportunity that he's never going to have happen again. If you guys could help support that, I'd appreciate it. I know why I'm in a bad mood. It's just been really busy, and I'm trying to teach myself a new editing software suite. I don't know if you've ever done that. There's no instructions. They don't come with instructions. They're like, hey, guess what? You're on your own. Everyone here is a moderator, so you should already know to hit the like button. But is everyone here a moderator? I don't think did I make you a moderator, Breeze? I must have been high. If I made you. Yeah, there you go. There's the GoFundMe. Aiden put it up. There you go. Go to that GoFundMe. And then come back here and drop a super chat. Because I'm not fuck. So yeah, I had to drive. I didn't have to drive real far, but I drove far enough on the freeway that I was angry about it. So tomorrow, I'm filming a podcast. Well, I don't drink anymore, so. I heard Bolter AVE say it the other day. I don't drink anymore. I just pour it in. At any rate, what was I getting ready to say? Oh yes, tomorrow I got to film a podcast with Polly in the morning. We were going to do it Thursday, but he finished work late, a bunch of other stuff. And then Tino's going to come over and I think Winston Cobretti is coming. That's what he was saying. I still have not sharpened. It keeps getting. I have a knife that Winston Cobretti dropped off here or sent me months ago, and I put it on the shelf to sharpen. And he doesn't come down very often because he's in California, but he's a good bit of a drive away. Well, here's the thing: Neebs isn't in Ohio. I would have to do. It would be me, Cole, and Beats. I don't think we should. I mean, here's the thing, Aiden. Oh, what was I saying? So, at any rate, he's going to come by. He's the guy that has sent a bunch of stuff. He's bringing a gift. So there is a gift that's going to Jared over at Neebs Knives. So Jared, you can expect that. I told you when I send your stuff back, there's going to be a gift with it. I'm not providing it. It is coming from Mr. Winston Cobretti, one of my paying members. He wants to send it to you. So there's a gift in the box for you. Let's see here. Let's do this. Yeah. But like I said, an Ohioan would have to be me, Will B, Bees, and Cole. That would be a good one. I mean, I think there's another guy that comes on here every once in a while. But thank you very much, Aiden. I did shoot a video today. I have not shot any videos this week because I'm trying to learn a new editing software, and it's complicated, and I can't figure out how to use the features because once you learn how to do one thing, you have a tendency to try and like if you learn how to use it's okay. You ever play a video game? You ever play a video game and the controls were great, and you play another video game and the controls aren't the same, and you're like, why the fuck are the controls different? Why is the jump button not the jump button anymore? That's kind of what it's like. That's kind of what it's like when you socialist. Who's writing stuff on here? What are you talking about? I'm absolutely not a fucking socialist. So that's what it's kind of like learning to use a new set of editing software. None of the stuff that I did before does what the fuck it should do or what I want it to do. And I had to stop because I went back to my original editing suite to finish the video that I shot earlier. Well, I shot some of it yesterday. I shot the rest of it today. Did all the editing today. Majority of it was editing today. And then I go to the editing software that I do know how to use. And I was fucking it all up. And I was like, I just need to I'm just going to take a day or two. I shouldn't be around people. It's nothing to do with social distance. Oh, social distance. This is social distance. This is about the social distance that you get. I don't think Breeze even knows how to use a knife. Mr. Ratchford, well, I mean, at least you're not flipping it with your feet. How's that foot feeling there, Limps McGee? But, what I was going to say, I did a video about this knife. This is the Andromeda. This is that Artisan Andromeda designed by Ray Laconico. I like it. That's all I need to say. So, 18 people here. How many likes I got? What do you guys want to do? Your audio is a little loud. Do you have a volume control? Because I'm inside your walls. Let me ask you a question. Is everyone else having a problem with the loudness? Because I don't control the volume on your device. I don't know if you know that. James says, I don't think it's the audio that's loud. I think it's just me. Oh God, Polly's. Do this. Hang on, watch this. Tell Paul Mancino, why the fuck would you even try to text me while I'm doing a live feed?
Okay, I'll send your message.
We're in the same room, Mike. No, we're not. No, we're not. You and Neves. Okay, so here we go. I got to do this. James, thank you very much. You and Neves got me back into knives. Thanks for all the great info. Keep up the awesome job. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I am trying to use the new editing software for one specific reason. I don't like the way audio sounds when I do voiceovers. I'm going to try and start using the microphone. And maybe use this, like this, when we do the voiceovers and stuff like that. I don't have my cowbell.
Shut up about the cowbell.
So, let's see here. Yeah, James, that's cool. I'm glad. I'll wait for that. Yeah, that is cool. I'm glad. What's it sound like in the echo chamber? Let's take a listen. So in the echo chamber, this is what this knife sounds like. Pretty uninspiring. You know what this one sounds like? That's it. I love this police model. Oh, hang on a second. Wait, well, fuck me running. Oh, you know what we haven't ever done? I do have to tell you, whether I partake in the devil's lettuce or not, if I laugh with the demon voice on,
If I start laughing.
I can't help it. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh to hear that. Do the Winter Blade Co. It's not here. It's all the way inside the house and upstairs in bedroom on the bedstand because I carried it yesterday for a little bit. And when I put my shorts on, I ran out of room in my pockets because it's 83 degrees out here. I got a fan blowing. Is the fan, can you guys hear the fan at all? I'm curious because this microphone enclosure I have seems to do a pretty good job of blocking out any exterior. Yeah, this has a pretty solid click. So, Sneaks! What's going on? Good evening. Javon, I'm not 100% if Javon's actually here or if he just has a bot because he says the same thing every time. Can't hear the fan, but I don't have my earbuds in. Well, that's good. I'm just, because this foam enclosure. That is weird. Can you guys hear that little bit of echo? Can you hear that? That is me putting my hand inside. I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching anything. That is the stat inside that foam enclosure. When I put my hand in next to the microphone, that's weird. It took my bad word down. Well, I do that because I don't want it in the comment section. You just gotta keep it clean. I mean, I don't mind the cursing, but the problem is, like, if you don't, there's no like happy medium with the auto moderation. There's no happy medium. There's either all or nothing. And I would prefer to just make it easier on my moderators. I don't want to have to watch the chat for shit that shouldn't be said. Because I don't put my videos out as made for adults only. No, I've always wanted one of these knives. You guys are going to see a video about this. I forget what day it goes up. Yeah, it's like a wrestling noise. Exactly. I can hear it real well. I forget what day the video goes up about this, but I did a First Day in Pockets, Spyderco police model. You know what I can't figure out? Let me ask you a question. How the fuck did Spyderco trademark the term plain edge? I don't get it. Like, how the fuck do you trade? That's like, I don't know how they got away with it. I don't know how they trademarked plain edge, and I don't know how Cold Steel was able to trademark Sanmai. And I'm like, brother, it's been called Sanmai Construction in Japan for centuries. You did not come up with that shit. You didn't even come close to coming up with it. What you do is not Sanmai. You just basically do an enclosed laminate, a laminated steel. Everyone has an electrical signal. I know that, but like typically, like I've got, can you hear it now? Because I've got my hand like right in front of the microphone. It's when I put my hand in between the styrofoam. It's when I put my hand in between the styrofoam and the microphone. If I put my hand in front of it or on top of it, or not styrofoam, but the foam padding on this dry mic enclosure. I do know this. It's how your heart works. It was miserably hot and humid here today. You know what I want? Mike, rub your hands on the carpet, make it louder. No, I'm okay. I don't mind it when it's hot, but it's humid because it's monsoon season. And there was a couple times today where it's just like oppressively humid. You're like, God, it's like 80. I'm literally 3 miles from the ocean. And I'm like, it is so fucking humid. It's like 80. It was like 87 degrees. It was humid. It's humid. And I'm like, I just want it to rain. I just want it to rain. It would just like it would make my knees feel better, make my back feel better. I like rain. Don't forget all the folks that pay Spyderco $50 a year to put holes in blades. What? I don't know what that means. Well, I'll bring those knives by. You can look at them. Tell me if you do them for $10 a piece. And I was like, I don't have to look at them. I know my answer is still going to be no. Jesus. My grandfather could not, my dad's dad could not wear a quartz watch. A quartz watch would never work. He would wear a quartz watch for maybe 2 weeks and it would be done. It was it. He had to have a winder. He could not wear a quartz watch. What was this? You know, I just thought of something that made me myself laugh. Jared's lives, I got a kick out of the super hot single girls at Mike Emler. I got to throw his cum hat out. I'm just a janitor here. Who did? Okay, where is this coming from? I got to know. Somebody tell me the story. Is that Towns Tools douchebag that I blocked over here? Does he still go on and talk about me? I think he wants to see my penis. Hell, I think Breeze wants to see my penis. Hell. I haven't trimmed anything down there for a while. I want to see my penis. What the fuck is that? I know, but you don't have to pay Spyderco anything extra for the holes. It comes with it. Which brings me to a point. There can't be any calories in donut holes, right? I'm like, I'm going to go to fucking Dunkin' Donuts and get like a box of donut holes. There's no calories in those. Can't be. James says, I was stationed in California, hated the humidity. So happy to be back in Arizona. I was out in Phoenix. What was it? 2 years ago? This time of year. I was out in Phoenix like July, and it was monsoon season there. And I was like, good God, it was hot and humid. It was like 105 degrees and humid. And it rained every afternoon between 4 and 6. It would rain every day. And I'm like, great. California needs to figure that shit out. What is this? Aiden. Mike, we do dumb things in the heat of passion. I do dumb things because it's fucking Tuesday. What the fuck do you want? Like, you ever been doing something and have that little voice in your head go, this is dumb? And you're like, yeah, I'm I'm gonna regret this probably. We all do dumb things. Yes, we do. Someone with the name Mike Emler's cum hat is empty, needs more cum, was spamming the chat earlier before I timed him out and hit his messages. Yeah, it happens. It happens every time. I did it the other day. I blocked that individual. You know, maybe he's just a fucktard. It's a good chance. It's just a fucktard. I don't. You know, here's the thing. You don't like me? I don't fucking care. There's 8,000 some odd people that, almost 9,000 some odd people that do like me. You don't like me? I don't know. Fuck off. What do you want? What do you want me to say? Eat a fat dick. Fucking drive a car off a pier. I really don't fucking care if you don't like me. You want to know the truth? It just doesn't bother me at all. I get upset. I get upset when somebody comes into the chat and starts being abusive to any of my subscribers. He wants that trouser snake. It's probably Towns Tools. That dude's a fucking tool anyway. It's fucking, he's got it right. What is it? Be calm when angry is true power. I'll tell you a secret. My sister texted me the other day and she's like, Michael John. I was like, uh-oh. She used my middle name. I was like, what? She goes, so I walked into the living room and walked in to hear my mother go, now you listen here. And I was like, in the quiet voice? And she said, yeah, in the quiet voice. And I was like, who was she talking to? She's like, my husband. And I was like, oh. I was like, wait, did he sit straight up and become extremely attentive? Or is he an idiot? She goes, he leaned in real close. And I'm like, oh, he's a fucking idiot. Because if my mom's angry, she gets real quiet and almost whispers. And you're like, your first instinct is to lean in real close where you can hear her better. And that's where you fucked up. There's a good chance she's got something she's going to hit you with. And she just didn't want to expend the energy of chasing you. As children, we learned this real quick. When mom gets quiet, you pay real close attention. Try not to make any other wrestling noises. That way you can hear exactly what the fuck she's talking about. Because you got one good chance of hearing it. You don't lean in. Because then she can reach you. Yes, exactly. She's like, he leaned in, and I was like, oh, so your husband's a fucking idiot. I got you. Just as long as we're on the same page. So she wants you within striking distance. And I didn't realize this. I do the same thing. I heard kids on the ship say it. They're like, GM1, when he gets mad, he'll yell. He's like, when you got to worry is when he gets real quiet. You can't hear what he's saying. And then you're like, your instinct is to lean in, and then he's going to grab you. He's going to fuck you up. Just, if he's really mad, and then all of a sudden he starts getting quiet, that's your danger zone. And then I heard the kid say, and if he's been yelling for a while and he got real quiet, and then you hear him digging around in the toolbox, fucking run. He's like, fucking run, because that dude is looking for something to throw at you that's heavy and it's going to hurt. What the hell? Metal Man Sean is here. Where the fuck have you been? Metal Man Sean has been MIA. Metal Man Sean has been MIA for months. You can extend your reach with a belt. My mother never used a belt. Wooden spoon, maybe. But her famous one was like, go cut a switch. And you're like, fuck. I one time got smart, decided I was going to cut a switch that she couldn't swing. And I made a mistake. I came back with a big old stick. And she looked at me and she's like, really? I was like, she beat me with it till it broke. And then gave me the knife and was like, now go cut a real switch. And then beat me with that. And then looked at me and was like, wait till your father gets home. And I'm like, I'm bleeding. What the fuck am I waiting for my old man to get home for? Does Metal Man have an iron cock? You know what, Polly? I don't want to have to deal with, I'm already in a shit fucking mood. I had to deal with people today. Dumb people. And I have to deal with you tomorrow way earlier than I really want to have to get up. Because we got to film the podcast tomorrow morning. Because 10 o'clock your time is 8 o'clock my time, which means I got to get up to set up. I don't know if you guys know this. Polly is a shit human. He is. I mean, I can say that. I can say this unequivocally because we're friends, and I mean, we can smell our own brand. Like, yeah, he's a horrible person. I sent you a joke you'll like. Okay. Does Tin Man have a sheet metal cock? Does the friends? Probably I'm the closest thing you'll ever have to a friend. Because most people can't fucking stand you for more than like 10. You know why our podcast is only an hour long? Because I can't stand to look at him for more than an hour. But I did see that his mom, Rose, was in one of his videos. And I was like, oh my God. How is there enough air in that house with those two noses? How about that, Paul? Huh? How about that? Polly loves his daily dose of chorizo. Polly's the kind of dude you let him sleep over at your house, you walk in and he's sucking your dog off. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry. I was like, hey, Polly, you know what I found out? The Foxhole has a second location. So if you guys haven't ever watched it, Polly and I are fixated on this. We talked about it in the podcast. We've talked about it a bunch of times here. There is a shithole, nasty hole in the wall strip bar in Warsaw, Ohio, just down the road from my house, called the Foxhole. And I mean, it's horrible. It looks like a container, like a shipping container with a sign. And it's not even a good sign. It looks like they painted it with a brush. And so I talked to my sister. I'm like, hey, Polly and I have tried to call the Foxhole a couple times. And now I was like, are they even still open? She goes, which one? And I was like, what do you mean, which one? The one in Warsaw. She's like, well, now there's one in Zanesville. I'm like, they have a second location? What's the podcast? It's called a Peanut Butter and Pickles Podcast. I put a link to episode 1 in the community tab of the channel. And I was like, she told me, she's like, yeah, I think they have a second location. I think the one you're talking about is the Foxhole North. And I'm like, why? Allow me to, I'm trying to find Foxhole Strip Bar in Coshocton, Ohio. Let's see here. Trying to find images of this place. So this is the actual. Okay, you guys ready for this? God damn it. I'm trying to find an image of the actual Foxhole Strip Bar. Here it is. God damn it. Why are these all news articles? I want to see a picture of the actual bar. Here we go. Oh, mother. Open image as a new tab. That's what we're going to do. This. You guys ready for this? Oh, Jesus. Now, I want you to take a look at this picture and think to yourself that I put him in timeout. I can't risk the channel because Polly's an idiot. Because he's talking about a no subject. That's something we can't talk about. So this is the actual place. We can talk about strip bars and herpes all we want. We can't talk about deleting children. It's a no. It's a no topic. Is it this one? Here we go. So this is the Foxhole Strip Bar. This apparently is such a popular location. I mean, they haven't even fixed the H. It was broke when I was there. This place apparently is so popular that they opened a second location in Zanesville, Ohio. I have to tell you, I've been to the original location and I was not impressed. It was not at all. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have my buddy that went with me. He was like, I'm gonna go outside. I was like, you're not leaving me in here alone. He goes, what? You wanted to come here? I was like, I'm not staying here. That's the kind of place somebody leaves you alone because the amount of alcohol you have to consume is the amount of alcohol you have to consume to be able to stay at that place is insane. And at that point, when he said, I'm gonna go outside, I was like, the fuck you are. I was like, no, you're staying right here because I'm afraid I'm gonna wind up in a bathtub full of ice missing a kidney if you walk out that door. Like, come back in. You're like, where's my friend? They're like, no, he's not here. he no stay. That's amazing. There isn't much in Zanesville. No, there isn't. What is this? Horse edges, cheap stones, every day for life. Have we already started? Lacey, have you already hijacked the chat? Because this is going to get sideways real fucking quick. So, let's go ahead and talk about what's the worst fucking thing that happened to you this week. Since that's the kind of mood I'm in, I just had to deal with stupid people. Like that's a day-to-day thing. Because I want you to think of the dumbest person you know, and then remember. Polly's texting me incessantly because, well, Polly's an idiot. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Polly. You want to know what it smelled like? You ever been to a shithole? It smelled like a shithole bar. That's what it smelled like. It didn't smell good. Did not smell good at all. Polly, knock it off. I'm fucking busy. Like, literally, Polly has texted me like 20 fucking times. It didn't quite smell like a dumpster, but it smelled dumpster adjacent. Those are the places you have. That's what I said. Like, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna wind up, but you wouldn't. There's no motel anywhere near. There's nothing. It's in a. Allow me to show you on Google Maps the location of the Foxhole. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it for you. The Foxhole Strip Bar. Well, I don't want to. Dumpster adjacent. You have my attention. And it's in an area that there's like it's in a incredibly small town in Wahonding, Ohio. And I mean, it's one of those blink and you miss it. Like you're going down a straight stretch, cornfields, maybe 15 houses, convenience store, Foxhole Strip Bar, and then you're out of town. And you're like, blink, you miss it. Like if you were looking for it, you still may miss it. So, like, there's no motel. It's not like you're going to a motel afterwards. And the strippers are fucking hideous. I mean, yeah, we're talking about it. Yeah, we're talking about it. Because Polly and I bring it up. But what I was saying is, Cole, that illustrious establishment is so popular that they opened a second location in Zanesville, Ohio. Yeah. That one has midgets. I'm sorry. Dwarfs.
Don't apologize. They're still midgets.
So, yeah. Cole's here. No, it kind of just, you want to know what it smelled like? It smelled like carpet that had gotten wet, but not quite mildewed, just shy of mildewed. Just that off smell and sweat and old cigarette smoke. It smells like a knife show. That's what it smelled like. I'm sorry. I have a very... I forgot that I had a very, very relatable... a relatable description. It smells like a knife show in a hot climate with poor air conditioning. You know what I mean? That's what Polly's back. If Polly can be nice, Polly can stay. If not, do I know what the First Amendment is? I know that it really pisses you off when I do that. Polly's in timeout again. Oh no. Put the user in timeout. Oh, poor Polly. Bye, Polly. Bye. Polly's a dickhead. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love him. He's one of my favorite dickheads, but an anime convention is worse. Yeah, I get. What was this? Oh, holy shit! John's here. Called the manhole. That's a good one, John. John, what are you doing? John, if I DM you a link, can you jump in? We haven't had Grateful Panic on for a while. You wanna come on? You driving? Because that would be fun. We could have you. Jesus Christ! It's an earthquake. John, I need an answer. I can DM you a link to this real fucking quick. Matter of fact, that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna DM it to him if you can't do it. It's email. I'm gonna send it John over at Grateful Panic. Which means I gotta get my phone because I don't have my phone over here. So, because I don't have any way to do it. Are you driving? Please tell me you're driving because it's so much fun when you're driving. There it goes, neighbor Cole. You want to come in too? I can send you. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just sending you a link. Let's see here. Just got. I sent the link to myself. John, I'm sending you the link on Instagram right now. I've had a lot of caffeine. Lots of caffeine. I have a message request. Guys, I do have to say, if you're going to reach out to me for sharpening, please use the email address in the please use the email address. I don't check. I don't check my DMs very often. Anybody that's ever sent me a DM can testify to that. There you go, Big John. Let's do this. Invite. Gmail. Mr. Coomer. There we go. I invited both of them. What part I'm watching in the buff didn't you understand? Windows open and close off. I don't fucking care. I don't give two shits. I mean, I could put two dots on a pencil and draw a mustache above just below the eraser, and that's what it would look like. I'm like, look, it's cold. See the nipples? That's the 2 dots. Need help with a Scandi grind sharpening? I can do that. I've done a few of them. The problem with a lot of Scandi grinds is, depending on the company, they don't do a true Scandi grind. And what they do is they do a Scandi. Have you got hairy nipples? Like the weird hairy ones where it's just like nipple and then hair and then not really hair around it? I'm just curious. Inquiring minds want to know. A lot of companies, when you're doing a Scandi, because Scandi grind basically is a 0 grind. Think of it. Okay. How do I describe this without sounding like an idiot? I mean, well, so this is a saber grind, but it's a hollow. Just picture if this was really thick blade stock and they ground that all the way down as a 0, and that's basically a Scandi. Problem is, a lot of companies grind a Scandi and then they grind a secondary micro bevel, and to get rid of that, the Rockstead's way over there. So to get rid of that, the only way to do it is you have to take all the material off behind that micro bevel and then reestablish the full 0. The Rockstead's packed up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's basically, but a lot of companies do a secondary. Even Mora now has got a secondary, very, very fine micro bevel at the very front. And if you want to get it back to a true Scandi, you've got to take off all that material. The problem is, you know why companies started doing that is because it's easier to do that than to than to have it be one clean, consistent edge. And so what you're going to find is when you're sharpening a Scandi, you're going to find all kinds of spots where there's like low spots and high spots and low spots and high spots. You're going to spend a very, very long time reestablishing that all the way down to a 0. And I know this because I did it on my Mora Companion, and it was a fucking nightmare. The fact that you just perfectly described my nipples makes me uncomfortable and slightly aroused. That sounds... That sounds like my first sexual interlude. I'm uncomfortable and slightly aroused. And I'm waiting for one of you to go, what was his name? Oh, it's easier micro bevel than take it to zero. That's exactly it. That's what they've started doing. And if you get a really good one. Random question, how often would you put more gunny juice on a leather strop? I just usually, it seems to hold up okay. It cuts pretty well. Oh, look, Polly's being a good boy. Polly be a good boy. Good boy, Polly. Good boy. Polly is a good dude. I like Polly a lot. He just does not know how to interact with other humans. I just tolerate Polly because, well, I don't. Hey, oh no, DJ Smooth as butter. What the fuck? Where are you at? Are you at home? Oh,
what's happening?
I was hoping you were driving. It's so much fun when you're driving.
No, I don't do that life anymore, man.
What do you do now?
I'm working at I don't even know what you would call it. It's kind of an artsy fartsy place, and I do basic daily operations and operate a 100-plus-year-old elevator.
That sounds fucking horrible.
It's actually pretty freaking awesome. It's a cool place to work.
Is this guy a truck driver? So Polly asked if you're a truck driver. No, the last time. Well, no, you've been on the channel. Where were you? That was that night that it was me, you, Cole, and Eggs and Ham, and you were driving Uber Eats, weren't you?
Yeah, I was doing food delivery in Florence, South Carolina, and some craziness ensued.
That was fun. That was a fun night. That was a fun night because that was the night they were like, let's check in on John over there at McDonald's.
Yeah, and dude, I was there for like an hour.
I was saying you were like I was like we were like something's afoot at the McDonald's because there's a line all the way around the corner.
Yeah, I was there for a good hour.
It was, yeah, at least. What you got going on? I haven't seen. I've seen that you went live a couple times. I have not gotten to see them.
Yeah, just I'm trying to get shit back going. Had some technical difficulties, meaning my phone, which was used for everything, went tits up. So I'll be getting that fixed this Friday, and then hopefully get things back going like they should be.
That's funny because we were just talking about Cole's nipples. You mentioned tits up, and I was just talking about Cole's nipples.
There's some pretty little nipples, I suspect.
See, you've seen them. Oh, you haven't seen them? Come on.
No,
Cole.
I haven't seen them, but
Oh, come on.
One would assume he's got some little, perky little nipples, some nips.
I mean, he's like my light stand right here.
Yeah, he's pocket sized, 100%.
Is it a car bed too with a CB rating? I think he was mentioning your bunk beds.
No, those are for all the activities.
Yeah, more room, more activity.
Yeah.
I watched that the other day.
Did you? That was a great movie.
Ian says, guy on the right says, sounds like he's got a flight set. I will say, I don't know. I was going to say it's pretty loud. I don't know how it is.
We got a big tittied blonde that's holding up the traffic on the 504, and
no, you have to put the microphone in your mouth.
And dear Lord, those tits are huge. I'm going to be here for a while. I'm going to be here for a while. Stan, back to you in the studio.
He asked if your mom has the top bunk. That's probably
hell no.
Polly. He's an
asshole. Hell no. That bitch sleeps on the floor.
There you go. See, there you go. Little white Hershey Kisses. I don't know what Aiden is talking about. No, I will say your microphone is loud. I was like, God damn, is that me?
I just got the little cheapie from Amazon, but it works pretty good.
I got the I don't know if you haven't been around lately, so we've got the I can do some sound effects now. I had somebody send me
I can sound like Cole. I don't know if you've seen a couple of his videos. He actually has been doing a few videos without the voice changer. And this is what he sounds like. Actually, I sound like...
That's about an octave lower than Cole, actually.
I sound like the dude from Ricky and the Boss.
I had that same soundboard, a soundboard similar, and it fried itself. I went to hook up to do something, and it made some crazy noises, started smelling like burning wire insulation, and it quit.
You let the smoke out of it. You can't let the magic smoke out, because once you let the magic smoke out, the electrical pixies, they don't go north and south anymore.
No,
it doesn't work.
It was donezo.
What's this? MILF Patrol? Dong Martin. That is horrible. I mean, well, I have a kid, so technically. My sister was like, you motherfucker. And I was like, well, technically, yeah. I mean, I got a 15-year-old daughter. I mean, what do you fucking want?
If Dong is on, if he's into 76-year-old women, mom's probably game.
That's horrible. Come on over. Yeah, sure. You can have a run at her. Have you got to see one of these yet?
Just be gentle. She's got brittle bones. No, that's pretty as hell. What is that?
That is the Joe Flowers design CJRB Hyperlight. And I'm not going to kid you. It is super light.
Dang.
I don't know if all of them were like it. I think I saw this at Blade Show West, and I think that underneath here it's like a multi-tool inside, like hexes and stuff. But I haven't taken the scales off of it yet.
Shoot, I wonder if that's a product of one of Joe's Coke binges.
Joe Flowers?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know he's going to Amazon in like.
I don't know that he does blow, but that man's got too much energy.
Oh, no, he's like me. He just doesn't fucking sleep. Uh-oh. Metal Man Sean, is it possible for me to improve a heat treat on my Sebenza with a lighter and an ice cube? No, but it is absolutely possible for you to fuck it up that way. That's absolutely the best way to fuck it up. If you really want to fuck up a $400 knife, just do what Metal Man Sean just did.
Yeah.
There you go, Sean. Yeah, no, I got this microphone. I had a buddy that had a podcast, and he just got fed up with it. He got too busy and just couldn't do anything with it. He sent me the microphone and the soundboard and stuff. And I was like, well, since I'm doing this, like, I'm trying to go all in with it.
What kind of mic is it?
It is a condenser mic. I don't.
Is it the what is it? The AT20?
No, it's a Fox Novo. It's a Fox Novo canister mic, and I put it inside a foam. Here, let's turn this. Let's see it. So the microphone is actually behind this thing, and there's all kinds of foam soundproofing. So it gets rid of the echo, and it's pretty clear and all that stuff. What was this?
Yeah, it's got some good sound.
For sure, Ian. Next time I see him at the store, I'll stop and look. I don't know. I don't know what Cole's talking about. Hey, Cole.
He's talking about Dong Martens.
He's talking about Doc Martens. Dong Martens.
Oh.
Dong Martens are apparently made with penis skin.
Well, then there now.
I did the live feed on Wednesday, and I got done, and everybody was like, "Oh, you're gonna play video games and shit?" I am absolutely not gonna play video games. It's 80-something degrees out here, and I'm sitting in a leather chair. No, I'm going to go fucking wash my stinking sweaty ass.
I feel you there. We're talking upper 90s, probably 85% humidity here. It's not pleasant. It
was 89. I think it was 89 and like 82% humidity today. And then I will say it did once the onshore breeze started, because like I said, I'm pretty close to the ocean. Once the breeze started coming in, it was a lot cooler. That cool breeze that comes in off the ocean, I was like, "Oh, there it is." But still,
I think the breeze we get here, we get the breeze that blows over the devil's asshole or something. I don't know. It feels like you open the oven door and a convection oven and hits you right in the face.
Why does it feel like somebody put a fan in front of a sewage treatment plant? What the fuck is that smell?
Exactly.
It's like Polly's breath.
After he's brushed his teeth.
I was like, maybe if you stop brushing your teeth with shit.
That reminds me of a joke I heard one time about this dude. He had one of those he taught night death, and he decided he was going to sell he was going to sell toothbrushes, and he went out like 3 days in a row, didn't sell a damn single toothbrush. And well, then one day this guy was walking by, and he had noticed he wasn't selling anything the previous days, and he looked up, and the guy was totally out of toothbrushes. He said, "Well, what's your secret?" He said, "Well, I took this bowl of shit and I put it up there with a sign on that said free sample. People would come by and taste it, and they'd say, 'Oh, that tastes like tit.' I thought it's tit. Want to buy a toothbrush?"
Okay, that's good. Fuck, dude. What was this? Wow, it sounds like. See, I was getting ready to say, I was like, I know that the toothbrush was not designed in Ohio, because if it was designed anywhere else, it'd be a teeth brush. You got more than one. You start this apple for me. So, I told Polly that. I like, there's guys back home, they got one tooth way back here. I'm like, how does he eat an apple?
They bite the edges off of a daggum grilled cheese sandwich, and it looks like a puzzle piece.
That wasn't even funny. Yes, it was funny, Polly, but you're all fucked up. Polly's I don't know if you know this. If you watch the Peanut Butter and Pickles podcast, Polly is an asshole.
So I hear.
Yeah, that must work at the Foxhole, guys. That Foxhole strip bar, like some of the chicks that you see in the YouTube, because there is a protest, like there's an ongoing war between a local church, because I live in the Bible Belt, and this strip bar that's out close to my house, and it is funny. It is hilarious. And then you see these girls that are in these videos, and you're like, and Polly was like, "Oh my God, is that one?" I was like, "That's exactly what the strippers look like." He was like, "Oh my God, we got to get one of them on the podcast." And I'm like, "I don't think we should do that."
That's like the joint back in near where I used to live in Darlington. It was called Teasers, and the tease was you'd go there and sit there the whole night waiting for the hot chicks to show up, and they never would.
They never would. I said where I'm from, not where I live. I'm definitely not from here. Does this look like a California thing to you? Not really. I was trolling a buddy of mine. So I have two friends that have done this now. And I mentioned it. This is hilarious. I told my buddy Paul, my buddy about it. Not Paul. Who was I talking to about it? So I had a friend that came out, and it was before my buddy came from Arizona, and he had this mustache and beard. And he's like, I'm gonna fucking hitting smoking the devil's lettuce, and he's like, I'm gonna cut my mustache off and leave the beard. It'll look cool. I'm like, at first I was like, I'm gonna stop him, and then inside my head I hear a voice go, no, don't do that. I want to see this. And so he takes the clippers and he comes in, and he comes back out, and he was like, I thought it would look better. And I looked at him. I was like, all right, Jedediah, you on your way to a barn racing? He literally sat in my living room, and I was out here watching TV, and he just would not even engage with me. His girlfriend was here. They spent the night. His girlfriend was here, and it's not, your mama says you're special because of the tests. They had you tested. So, like, I saw him come out, and he did it, and he's got this look on his face. He was so mad. He was so mad. And I was like, why are you mad? Like, he looked at me like it was my fault. I'm like, I'm not the one I didn't fucking go in there and cut your beard off. I didn't stop you from getting those clippers. His girlfriend comes downstairs. She was taking a shower when he did it. And she looked at him, and like, you know that look that a woman will give you where you know you fucked up? And she looks at you, and like, just that look at you, and then like, and just walk away. That whole like, you're a fucking idiot without saying you're a fucking idiot. I was like, I recognize that. I'm married.
We had a guy when I was in stationed in California that had the bad combination of drinking until he passed out and never shaving before he went to first formation in the morning. So we let him pass out one night, and he had a mustache, and we shaved off half his mustache, shaved a stripe down the middle of his head, shaved off one of his eyebrows. And so he got up straight in the morning, threw his PTs on, ran down to formation, and our platoon sergeant came up and he said, Phil, did you shave this morning before first formation? Yes, Sergeant, I did. He said, did you? Well, good job of it. He filled the entire platoon out. He said, everybody follow. Let's go in here to the company area. They took us to the bathroom. Let's let Phil look in the mirror. Dude, when Phil saw himself, man, he shit 2 live cows. And I mean, just went, you motherfuckers. He was mad as hell.
We never did that. We never did that to anybody that, like, where I hung out. We did put Nair. We were at somebody's house. The dude passed out, and one of the guy's girlfriends used the Nair, like the hair removal stuff, for her legs, and we put it in his mustache. He woke up the next morning because it stinks, and he wakes up. He's like, "The fuck!" And then he realized it's coming off. He went to wash his face, and his mustache, most of his mustache had just like melted. So when he washed his face, like most of his mustache came off, and he was like, "What the fuck?" Like he thought he had a serious problem, but the bad thing was, like, we didn't realize this because, well, we're a bunch of drunks. It burned him. Like it was a chemical burn, and I was like, oh dear, yeah. He had to grow his mustache back because it was ugly. He had a big like red chemical burn on his lips for a couple weeks. Never shaved anybody's. I had a kid get in trouble one time, and he was on restriction. I was the shipboard master at arms at the time. I was the acting chief master at arms for the ship. And so when he goes on restriction, if you have a mustache, this is one of the things. Like all facial hair has got it. I was like, you got to go shave your mustache. No facial hair. Got to have a brand new clean in regs haircut because I had to do an inspection. And I was like, this was back in the day when you had to have permission to have a mustache. Like you had to run it. Remember running a request chit to get a mustache, to grow a mustache?
Yeah. And
it had to be within regs and it had to be inspected. So anyway, this kid goes on restriction. I was like, no facial hair. And he comes back And he comes back up and he'd shaved his eyebrows off. And I was like, are you a fucking idiot? And I was like, and I don't know why I asked, because it was obvious. I'm like, you said no facial hair. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
get the fuck away from me right now. Was I in the Navy? Yes, I was in the Navy, Ian. I don't, what gave it away? So yeah, had to do a mustache inspection. You had to run a chip. So you had to, I remember the days when you had to have a Liberty card that had a little piece on it that authorized you to have civilian clothes. Like if you had not met, like if you were delinquent in any of your qualifications in your, you had to be there for at least 30 days before you were allowed to wear civilian clothes out in town or off the ship. Like you had to have been there for 30 days. You had to have a Liberty card with civilian clothes authorized, stamped on it down in the lower left or right hand corner. And you had to have that. And you had to like, as you were leaving the ship, like if your clothes were like, you had to have a collared shirt, you had to have collared shirt and pants, shorts to the knees at least. It was a thing. And if you wanted to grow a mustache, you had to put in a request chit if you were under E4, I think you had to have a request chit to grow a mustache, and you had 30 days, and you had to come back and get it inspected to make sure that you had it all trimmed and was in regs. If it wasn't, or if you just couldn't grow one, they'd make you go shave it off. I never had that problem. I can definitely grow a mustache. But yeah, do you remember that shit? Do you remember when it was like that?
Yeah, which a lot of our guys would they'd conjure up shaving bumps, and they'd get a shaving profile, and they wouldn't have to shave at all. I mean, they could shave with like trimmers or whatever, but they wouldn't have to like razor shave. They'd just about have a daggone full beard.
I had that a few times. I bump up real bad like under here because my beard's really like curly and
Curly,
kinky.
yeah.
But I shaved for a lot of years. Like if I wasn't on the ship, I'd shave with a straight razor. When the ship was in port and I would go to my apartment, I'd shave with a straight razor or a single blade razor, like a safety razor. And I don't bump up, but yeah, it definitely, if I use a multi-blade razor, I bump up real bad. I had bad bumps. Cole, you could be a naval mustache inspector. Polly's a rectum inspector. The manhole, that was funny. I did laugh at that. It's just like an alternate lifestyle one called the manhole.
Well, it's the logical transition, right?
Somebody sent me a picture and I laughed at it, and it was a dude, and it said manhole inspector. The dude was wearing like a work shirt that said manhole inspector, and then it had George Takei, the gay dude from,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh my!" I was like, "That's hilarious," because you know that's his "oh my."
Oh yeah, yep.
So, what was this? I'll keep those boys in tip-top shape. And here's the thing, Cole, you got to be tall enough to see their mustache to inspect it.
Let me see that mustache, boys. I gotta inspect it for you.
Let's see. Mike, let's make love in Texas in October. I don't think I'm gonna make it to Texas in October. I'm going to LA so October, I think the first week of October, I'm going up to Los Angeles to film. No, you're not going to inspect their stool, Cole. Oh, you'll get a stool. Oh, I gotcha. I thought you were saying you were going to inspect their stool. You. I'm going up to Los Angeles to film a collaboration video with Eat More Vegans. It's a barbecue channel. What is he?
That's a real thing. That sounds great.
Yeah, it's the name of his channel. Eat More Vegans. It's Big Al from Eat More Vegans. Cole is not 6'3". I would bet on it that Cole is not 6'3". Cole's pushing 5'8" ish. Cole, how tall are you? Since you're here,
I'd say 5'6", 5'7".
He's 5'6", 5'7". Pocket size. Oh, did you get to meet
He
him?
is.
Did you go to play the
Yeah,
show?
he scared the shit out of me. He came
Fuck
up
you
behind me
guys.
and grabbed me, and I thought he was somebody's kid.
What an ugly fucking kid. We were at the California Customs Show, and Jacob what's his name? Jacob Ginsburg. He had really, really long hair, and Jake's got all these face tattoos and shit. And I'm standing here, and there's this dude not a very big dude, and he's with this chick. And I mean, I could see why he'd be confused because the bitch was ugly. And I look and I see Jake coming, and he's got on this like blue sweatshirt, and Jake's a really skinny dude anyway, but he's got really long hair, like clear down to all the way down his back. And I look and I was like, look at this ugly bitch. And this guy turned and looked at me. I was like, oh no, not your ugly bitch. That one, that dude there. That's who I was talking about. Not your wife. She's fucking ugly. You're right. I mean, I can see the confusion because it's like I'm like fucking Toto and the dog-faced boy here. But yeah, I mean, I was like 5'10", 5'11", depends on what shoes I'm wearing.
No, we're talking about if you're not wearing platforms.
I say like
flat-footed.
I'm 6'2.5", 6'3", depending on how bad my back hurts. Flat-footed, like barefoot in socks. Like we're not like you shouldn't be measuring yourself with shoes on. That's like pulling everything back and trying to measure it that way. Like pull everything back and then measure from the bottom.
I don't know. I think his doctor's like, he makes exceptions. You can wear your shoes this time, buddy. I understand how it is. We'll give you an inch or two. Bless your heart.
Give you a boost, get you up on the examining table. Do you still see a pediatrician, Cole?
He gets a lollipop every time he goes to the doctor too.
No, I had to deal with I had to deal with stupid people today, and that's why I was like that's the whole fuck it Friday thing. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a fun one. I was like, you know what? Fucking people just suck. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. Like, I like everyone here. You guys are an exception, but I have to say, in general, people just fucking suck.
Yeah, they tend to. So Will B was at Blade Show. What the hell? I did not meet him.
No, so Will lives real close to Cole and Bees, so he got to.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yeah, he got to meet. No. I'm not as I'm not as big as your girlfriend. I don't like.
Cole still get youth discounts at all spring events and or festivals. They still bring you crayons in the little coloring menu at Shoney. So.
Do you need a booster seat, Cole? When you sit on the toilet, do you swing your feet? Like when you're on a tailgate of the truck.
When Cole sits on a dime, he swings his feet.
Polly, I was gonna say Polly is taller than me. Polly's like 6'4". Polly's like as tall, if not taller than me. So, what is this? What's up, Mike and everybody? Andrew, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce your last name.
What's up, Hobart? Andrew Halbert, Sobek Scooter. What's up, fellas?
Hobart. Pardon me. Oh, you know what? I keep doing it. Like, pardon me. You know what? Tonight's the kind of night where I should just burp into the microphone.
You should.
Like full on, like.
You should actually like just do your hands like that and burp. Just let it all out.
That was
there. You go.
That was a monster burp. My wife actually swings her feet on the toilet. Are you like burp into the mic? I burped into the mic with
I burped into the mic with this. That's what I did. But you're right, I should burp into the mic with an echo chamber.
That was a weak burp. I had to force myself to burp.
It's like God burping right there.
Pretty sure that caused an earthquake. Going all right. I'm tired. She's 5'2", maybe. So Cole, your wife is about the same height. Actually, she's shorter than my wife. Oh, Japanese. My daughter's taller than your wife.
And my last girlfriend.
My daughter's taller than my wife.
My last girlfriend's 4'11". Her claim to fame was that she was 1 inch out of range for being a legal midget.
That's interesting. I have a friend. I have a friend named Rodney. We were on our first ship together. He was significantly senior. He'd been in the Navy a lot longer, and he went home on leave back to the States, and he met this chick. And was this before he got married? It was definitely before he got. So he meets this chick, and he's like, Mike, I was at a bar. I met this chick. He's like, so they're dancing and shit. He's telling me, so we're dancing all night. He's like, I kept trying to grab her ass. She kept moving my hands back up. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, he's like, I'm at the point where I've been there all night. He's like, fish cut bait at this point. I'm like, so what'd you do? He's like, well, I was like, well, I'm going to leave. And she was like, well, do you want to come over to my place and have a drink? And he was like, okay. Cause he thought she's like prudish. He didn't think he was going to get laid that night. And he was just going to go to another bar. And he's okay, I'll go with you. And they go back to her place. And they had a few drinks there, and they were dancing, and he's trying to grab her ass. She keeps moving his hands up, and he's like, all right. She's like, he's getting ready to tell her. He's like, well, I'm gonna go, because he's like, I got like a good hour and a half, maybe, at a bar to catch a drunk chick that's just like looking to hook up at the end of the night. Like, she doesn't care at this point. And I'm like, you're a horrible person, Rodney. And he goes, all right, I know this. And so he's like, as I get ready to say I'm gonna go, she's like, do you want to stay here tonight? And he's like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, okay. And she's like, well, you can go take a shower. And he's like, well, are you gonna come? She's like, I'm not gonna take a shower. And he's like, but this is weird. And so he gets in the shower, and then he gets in the bed. She goes and takes a shower, and then she turns the lights off. She comes out, she gets in bed with him. And I'm like, where is this story going, Rod? And he goes, Mike, she wasn't just missing one leg. She's missing them both from just below the hip. That's why she didn't want to reach down there, because I'd feel the harness. I was like, what'd you do? I was like, because I'm thinking what I would do. You ever shake hands with somebody that's missing a couple fingers and you don't know it? You're like, you're like, I don't know what the fuck to do. That's what I'm picturing. He goes, nah, man, you know what you do with a chick with no legs? And I was like, he's like, you can just anything, just all around. The legs don't get in the way. Spin her like a top. And I was like, you're a garbage human. And I dig it. She wasn't missing one leg. She's missing two. She's missing them both. And I was like, God, I was like, how did you not know? He was like, she was a good dancer. Like, what the fuck? Apparently she was born without she had like short little posts, just nubs from the hips, like her legs just never formed from just like mid thigh, and she had artificial legs. And I was like, that's fucking weird.
That'd be pretty cool though. If she didn't have her legs on, she gets real excited. Them things would just be going like that, just kicking like crazy. But
you piss her off, takes her leg off, and beats you with it. Fucking Jesus Christ, fucking bitch! What the fuck?
Well, my phone is not charging, so you're about to lose me. I'm on 1%, but I'll hang until it.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It is uncomfortably humid in this garage, and I still have got some stuff to do. I've been putting up videos on. I got approved for the Amazon influencer program, so I'm going back and I'm editing videos to shorten them up and take out stuff, recommendations, and leading people to other sites, because you can't do that. And so I'm editing those videos and putting them up on Amazon. So it's time consuming, but it's good. We make money.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's what is this? Ian says I would tower over Cole and Cara. I probably moist. Yes, I'm damp. Damp. I'm gonna probably wind up with a yeast infection. Ew. We had a guy that got a yeast infection. Polly and I worked with the dude. Let me see if Polly's still here. Polly, are you still here? Do you remember McGuffin?
Was it like a oral yeast infection?
No, like in the in the nethers.
Oh.
Apparently he hooked up with this dude or chick. I don't know. Fucking who knows? MacGuffin was a unique individual. His choice. But apparently he hooks up with this chick, and there was a little bit of extra cream on the taco, and like for like 3 days he's like itching. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like every time I saw him, he's like, I was like, bro, like I get it. Like guys scratch and guys itch, but like you're standing in a position where you're in the public view. You're at the gate. Like people are watching you. And he goes, I know it itches. And I was like, I don't know what happened. You need to see a doctor. He comes back. He's like, man, I had a yeast infection. I was like, are you fucking serious? I was like, how often do you wash? And I mean, it's like, how often do you wash your uniforms? Like that's fucking hideous. Because we had uniforms and shit. Even as we were civilians, we were working for Lockheed Martin. Polly, I don't think Polly's here anymore. Was this Andrew's like, I drop in on live feed stories about the nightlife from his military days. I can sum up the nightlife in my military days in it pretty quick. I went out once drinking when I was in my 20s and woke up in my 30s married. That was the extent of my drinking. I'm like, fuck, I'm old and I'm drunk. And I'm married. It was no, that's not. It wasn't that bad. It's close.
Oh, the nugget point, dude. She was 100% a little nugget.
I don't know what something's occurred. Did your house fall over? I think that's the indicator that we have lost DJ Smooth as Butter. I do believe that's ended. Mike is extra twisted tonight. I just had let's fuck it Friday. Freedom Fox, it's fuck it Friday. Let's see. I'll keep an eye and see if Brother John comes back, but I don't think he'll be back. There definitely, I will say, talking about going Pete, there was a lot of fucking mornings that we would leave the bar at 1, 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. No, she had, they make artificial legs, dong. Do you hear the words that come out of your mouth, or do you just kind of fade in and out? Oh, getting a dagger. Nice. But there was a lot of mornings, 5 o'clock PT mornings where like we just left the bar. There's a couple times that I just left the bar and went to PT, and you're like, I'm so sick. I want to die. By mid-morning, you're like, I want to die. It was just fading out 100%. Like I don't really hear what I say. My brain and my lips aren't engaged to each other. No, there's a lot of times I was living out in town, and I was at a bar, and I walked out of a bar and grabbed I was driving a BMW at the time. I went and got my car from the parking lot. I drove back in front of the bar. I walked out of the bar, or opened up the trunk of my bar and walked into the bar with my uniform in my hand. And my chief drove by, and I thought I was like, God, I hope he didn't see me. And I got to work, and sitting there, and my chief's standing over me. He's looking at me. He goes, do you live right above that bar out there in Sailortown? I was like, no. He goes, I'm pretty sure I saw you pulling your uniform out of the trunk of your car at 6 o'clock this morning at a bar downtown. I was like, I'm pretty sure you did too. He goes, you designated driver? And I was like, nope. He goes, are you drunk right now? And I was like, yep. He's like, are you that much of a functional alcoholic? And I was like, no, I'm not an alcoholic. I don't go to meetings. I'd fuck up the time I have at the bar. I'm just drunk. Good drunks know. That's the difference between drunks and alcoholics. Good drunk knows that time you spend at a meeting could be better served at a bar. That's just less time for drinking. I have not had a drink in Must have been 2 months since I was in the hospital that last time I had. Well, I take that back. I had a couple beers when Winston Cabretti stopped by that one time. Can't do it this time because the medicine I'm on back for my intestines causes violent illness if you consume alcohol. So, great catastrophic battery death. Catastrophic battery death. What happened? Did it drive off a cliff? What dagger knife are you getting, Andrew? What dagger knife? I think I I don't believe there's 2 R's in that one. I used to say I'm not an alcoholic. Alcoholics are quitters. I do know a guy. I do absolutely know a guy that had gotten in trouble and was mandated to go to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings on the base. And then after the meeting, you would catch him at the Westerner. We would always meet up at the Westerner. That was first place because it was the first bar that was open. The Westerner was downstairs of this hotel downtown. It was a country bar, and we would go there because that place opened at like noon, and so we would go there. And then we would then we'd just go out once all the other bars opened up. The second bar that would open was Gramophones. They opened at 4. So, if you didn't want to drink on base, you went to the Westerner. And I forget where I was. Oh, but we would go over there on Friday evenings. Like if you got off work early or on a Saturday, show up at the Westerner. And he would be there. And you're like, bro, I thought you were supposed to be going to AA meetings. He goes, oh, I went. And then I came here. And I was like, I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. He goes, well, I'm not drinking. I was like, you're a fucking alcoholic. You're in a bar. I'm going to tell you right now, that's only going to last so long before you are drinking. Sure as shit. Come in like fucking 3 weeks later, we walk in. There he is. Fucking shit house. I was like, look, if you're an alcoholic, you're in recovery, and you're trying desperately to unfuck your life, stay the fuck away from a bunch of drunk dudes. What is it they say? I had friends that were went to Alcoholics Anonymous. Like, I'm not gonna shit on anybody for that. Dry people, dry places, and I was absolutely fine with that. I'm like, we can hang out. He goes, well, you want? I was like, no, we can fucking hang out. There are fucking other things to do besides drink. I just gotta think real hard. I'm not sure what we're gonna do because all I do is drink. But yeah, it did. His sobriety did not last very long because he was, like I said, like he just wanted to hang out with his friends, and all they wanted to do was hang out at the bar. The base bar opened at noon. It was called Triple Play Sports Bar. It opened at noon, and it had a sign on the door. It says, "No one under the age of 17 without active duty military ID." And I was like, Jesus Christ! I was 17, and I'm like, there are people younger than that. But the place right next to it was a little food place, like a food court. Actually, it wasn't even a food court. It was just like a food counter that served beer. You'd get sandwiches and shit there, and you could order a beer at 9 o'clock in the morning. So we would start there and get drunk at we'd start drinking at like 9 o'clock in the morning at the Anchorage, and then go over to Triple Play Sports Bar and drink until 4, and then go out to Gramophones and drink till 4 again. I don't see, now I gotta look. Blade HQ. What's going on here? Blade HQ. What is it called? DAGGERR. Oh, that's the brand. Oh, okay. Okay, these are the ones that Jared had. All right. So just so you guys know, this is what he's talking about. Shares. Yeah, today wasn't anything knife-related content. That is kind of cool looking. I like those. I don't dislike that. I don't know how useful it would be. In Soviet Russia, Dago misspell you. I don't have a very good Russian accent. I have a Russian boxer friend. It's like I've never had a problem quitting drinking. I just quit because the doctor was like, I recommend you quit drinking. I'm like, okay. So I quit drinking, and the meds I'm on, I can't drink. But so like when I did drink, you guys have seen it. I drank a whole bottle of whiskey in a live feed, and so I was at New Year's party at my friend's house. He's a Russian boxer, Denny Graychev. Yeah, multiple. Like he's been a Mr. Pote, just showing up. But he's been a multi kickboxer world champion, boxing world champion, different promotions and stuff like that. So we're at his house and we're drinking, and I drank an entire bottle of Jameson's, and he looked at me. He's like, "You're not drunk, huh?" I was like, "No." He's like, I'm very drunk." And I'm like, "I can see that." He goes, "You sure you're not Russian?" I was like, "Nah, Irish." So, alcoholics are quitters. I don't know why I left that comment up there. Lacey, tell Russians they spelled something wrong and see how quick a non-God given hole ends up in you. Dennis, I don't think Dennis would do that. I think he'd punch me. And I don't want to get punched by a professional. I got a buddy that was like, he's like, "Hey, you got a friend that's a pro boxer, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, my buddy Denny." And our kids skate together. And he goes, like, if I paid him, would he punch me? And I'm like, he's a boxer. He's paid to punch people. Like, yeah, pretty sure he might do it for free. He's like, "I just want to get punched by a professional boxer." I'm like, "Wait, you want him to like full on hit you?" He's like, "Yeah." And so I'm at Denny's house, and I FaceTime this dude, and I was like, "Hey, Denny said he wanted to talk to you about this." He goes, you say you want me to hit you?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, no, you don't. I promise." That's all he had to say about it. He was like, "I won't do that." So come on, man, punch me. He's like, no, I won't do that. I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like, no, you don't. Like, I see him. Like, I love Denny. He's a great dude, and he's one of the calmest, coolest mannered dudes you'd ever want to see. But I wouldn't want him to punch me. He's a professional. Like, there's some people that are professional at things. You just don't want them to do that, like snipers, boxers. You don't want them to practice their profession on you. Interrogators, they have a special set of skills that you don't have, and you don't want to learn what it feels like. And he's like, no, I want him to punch me. I'm like, where? In the gut. And Dennis is like, he'll shit himself. I'm like, I know. Now I kind of want you to do it. Now I kind of want to see it. Denny's a great dude. His kid, his wife, everybody, the whole family's great. So, guys, I don't know about you, but the fun of this is kind of worn off, and I have to be up early tomorrow. So I think stick around for a couple more minutes. Was out celebrating my birthday. Drank all the beers at one of the local breweries. Good times. Like, you had one of each. Denny Graychev. Hang on, I'll show you. Yeah, the Muay Thai. He instructs. Show you. Graychev. Where is it? Trying to find a good image of it. Let's see here. I'm trying to share the screen. Flip Polly off on the. Oh, I flip Polly off every time we start the podcast. That's my typical greeting for Polly. Let's share a screen. Is it this one? There you go. That's Denny over here. The psychotic The psychotic bald dude. The psychotic looking bald dude. That's my buddy Denny. He's a frightening individual. Yeah, I mean he's a great dude. But like he teaches he's the Muay Thai kickboxing instructor at City Boxing downtown. That's his home gym. But he actually retired. I did not know this. He retired from actively boxing. He does not do any more fights. And I know why, because when I was talking to him, I was like, when was it we went to this? And he goes, I can't remember. I was like, I think you need to stop getting hit in the head. He goes, I know, that's why I quit. It's like, that's why I retired. It's like, what, are you done fighting? It's somebody pays me enough. And I was like, I think you should stop. Because every time I'd ask him a question, he was like, I don't remember. I'm like, are you okay? You've had one too many concussions? But yeah, he's a great dude. So, I think I'm gonna end this. Like 20 people here. I hope you all had fun. I did this. I was like, I shouldn't do a live feed. I'm in a shit mood. And then I was like, wait a second. I always wind up doing a live feed in a shit mood and end up being in a good mood. So that was the purpose of doing it. That was the whole fuck it Friday thing. So yeah, I guarantee that this one's not getting monetized. Let me see if I can. Let's go ahead and see if I can pull it up and monetize it while it's active. We'll see. It probably already has a little yellow. Like, no, you're not doing that. Yeah, we'll turn it on and see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I've done a couple of them that I didn't think were going to get monetized that did. Always a good time. You always end the stream better than you start. It always does. I knew it was going to be like that. I knew that if I started feeling like shit, I'd end up feeling less like shit because I was going to vent a little bit. So, yeah, if you're one of the paying members, there's a chance that I might chat with you guys on Cutlery Corner Network. So I'll let you guys know. It's only 9:00 here. It's Friday. I may, if you're a paying member, keep your eyes on the Gilded server. I may do a movie day. I don't know if there's. I haven't checked my DVR to see if there's any of the UFC fights that we can all watch in that group setting that are on my DVR. But we'll see. I may or may not do that. If I do it, it's probably going to be Sunday. So keep an eye on it. Javon, we got to do a live feed sometime. That's not cool. That grommet's loose. So, guys, that's it. Why are you still here? Fuck off somewhere else. I'm out. Do you guys want, last couple times, somebody asked, so here you go.
29.
28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14.
13. 12.
11.
10.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2. 1.
0.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to go tell my kid good night. Good night, all. Have a good night. Night, John boy. Night, Betty Lou. See y'all later.